The War Memorial on Threshold Station floated in the void between galaxies, a monument to species that no longer existed. Commander Vesikali of the archival fleet stood before the obsidian wall, her 4 eyes scanning the names etched in languages that would never be spoken again. 10 worlds, 10 civilizations, all silent within a single rotation of the galactic core. "You wanted to see me, Commander?" The voice belonged to historian Prail, a Mytharian whose kind had survived by remaining neutral in all conflicts. "Tell me about subject designation Marcus Webb," Vesikali said, her translator struggling with the human name. Prail's chromatic skin rippled with unease. "Commander, that file is sealed under Galactic Security Protocol. 10 worlds, historian. I want to know why." The silence stretched between them before Prail finally accessed his neural archive. "Very well. But you must understand, what happened wasn't war. It was extinction through consequence." The story began on Kelrath Prime, a world of hunter-warriors who prided themselves on tracking the most dangerous prey across the galaxy. They had heard rumors of humans, a species from a backwater planet that had somehow survived its own nuclear adolescence, its predator-filled biosphere, and its tendency toward self-destruction. The Kelrath wanted a trophy. Marcus Webb had been a xenobiologist, traveling alone to catalog rare fungi on the outer rim when the Kelrath hunting party found him. They didn't kill him immediately. That wasn't their way. They gave him a head start, as was tradition, expecting a brief and entertaining chase. The chase lasted 3 months. Webb moved through Kelrath Prime's jungles like a ghost, using their own territorial markers against them, studying their hunting patterns, learning their language from intercepted communications. When the Kelrath finally cornered him in the Crimson Ravine, they found not a terrified prey but traps. Chemical traps made from local flora that shouldn't have been weaponizable. Physical traps that exploited the exact weaknesses in Kelrath physiology that their own medical texts said were impossible to target without advanced equipment. 17 Kelrath warriors went into that ravine. None came out. Webb stole a ship and disappeared. The Kelrath, humiliated, declared a great hunt. They would pursue this human across the stars until honor was restored. That's when it spread, Prail continued, his colors dimming. The Kelrath called upon their allies. The Vryn Collective provided tracking technology. The Stak Empire offered military support. The Coordinates Guild gave them access to every jump point in 10 systems. They wanted to prove that humanity's reputation was exaggerated, that one lone human couldn't possibly be that dangerous. But Marcus Webb wasn't just running. He was learning. On Vryn Habitat 7 Alpha, he infiltrated their tracking network and corrupted it from within, feeding false coordinates that led a battle fleet into a star's corona. On the Sestak Fortress world of Charnos, he released a mimetic virus into their tactical databases. Not destructive, but transformative. It made their own automated defense systems interpret Sestak biosignatures as hostile. The Fortress world tore itself apart in 16 hours. With each world, Webb left no trace except silence and a simple message in local tongues. "Stop hunting me." They didn't stop. The Coordinates Guild made it personal when they tracked Webb to a remote station and killed everyone aboard to ensure he had no escape. They didn't know Webb had already left, but he knew they'd come. He'd left something behind, a gift of human engineering. The Coordinates Guild's network was their species' greatest achievement, a quantum-entangled web connecting millions of jump points across the galaxy. Webb's virus didn't destroy it. It inverted it. Every coordinate pair in their database swapped positions. Ships jumped into planets. Stations appeared inside stars. The Guild's entire civilization, spread across 1,000 worlds, was scrambled like a puzzle with pieces that would never fit again. "The other species should have stopped then," Vesikali whispered. "They should have," Prail agreed. But fear drives beings to do irrational things. 7 more civilizations joined the hunt, certain that their technology, their warriors, their intelligence would be enough. The Gentar Dominion fell when their imperial planet's orbital defense grid turned inward. The crystalline lattice shattered when vibrations at precisely calculated frequencies propagated through their silicon-based neural networks. The Fallen Suns Confederation watched their Dyson spheres collapse as cooling systems reversed to heating, turning their habitats into furnaces. Each time the pattern was the same. Webb studied his hunters, found the elegant weaknesses in their most trusted systems, and turned their strength into their downfall. He didn't attack with armies or fleets. He attacked with understanding, with the human gift for seeing patterns and exploiting them with ruthless efficiency. "Where is he now?" Vesicali asked. Prael's colors flickered to ultraviolet, the Matharian expression of dread. "We don't know." After the 10th world went silent, all pursuit ceased. The Galactic Council declared subject Marcus Webb a Category 1 existential threat and ordered all civilizations to avoid contact. There's a standing order. If any human vessel is encountered, full diplomatic immunity must be offered immediately. All of this from one human? How? You're asking the wrong question, Commander. Prael turned to face her fully. Humans evolved as persistence predators on a death world. They hunted prey by following it until it collapsed from exhaustion. They learned to track, to adapt, to outlast. Then they turned those skills inward and nearly destroyed themselves a dozen times before reaching the stars. Every time they learned, every time they survived. Prael gestured to the memorial wall. These 10 civilizations made a fatal error. They treated Marcus Webb like prey. But humans aren't prey. They never were. They're survivors who learned to think like predators, to adapt like viruses, and to hold grudges across generations. Webb didn't hunt those worlds. He simply taught them what it meant to be hunted by something that refuses to die. Vesicali's mandibles clicked in her species equivalent of a shudder. "And Earth? The human homeworld?" We sent a single, carefully worded message. "Marcus Webb is alive. The hunt has ended. We apologize." We received one word in response. "Acknowledged." Prael paused. "The archival fleet's recommendation is clear, Commander. Humanity must be left alone. Not because they're aggressive, but because when pushed, a single human proved capable of toppling civilizations. Imagine what they could do united." As Vesicali stood before the memorial, she noticed something she'd missed before. At the bottom of the obsidian wall, in crude scratches that hadn't been there in previous archives, were words in human English. "I just wanted to study mushrooms." Commander Vesicali made her decision then. The file on Marcus Webb would remain sealed. Humanity would be given the widest berth possible, and she would spend the rest of her career ensuring that no species ever made the mistake of hunting a human again. In the darkness between stars, some lessons could only be learned once.